Hi, welcome to this course on Google Cloud Platform. I have this course for you as Google Cloud Fundamentals 101. The objective of this course is to act as a starting point for an introduction to Google Cloud Platform. During this course, I'm going to make sure you clearly understand the cloud concepts using Google Cloud and you are not lost with too many technical terms. This course will also help you to build a solid foundation for different Google Cloud certifications like Google Associate Cloud Engineer, Professional Cloud Architect, and Data Engineer. This course is divided into 5 modules, starting with Introduction, then Getting Started with GCP, Google Services Overview, Hands-on Lab, and preparing for Google certification, and also understanding what are the next steps. Before we start further, let's quickly look in terms of the complete course outline so you get familiar in terms of what we are going to learn as part of this course. So in terms of introduction, we are going to start with understanding what is cloud computing. Then we are going to talk about different cloud computing models. We'll compare what is GCP versus AWS, that's Amazon Web Services, and then also about the Azure, that's another cloud provider. So we are going to compare all these three and we are going to see how they stand against each other. And then in the last part of this introduction module, we are going to talk about GCP subscription and how are you going to do your hands-on lab. In the module 2, that's focused on getting started with GCP. So we'll start in terms of talking about Cloud Console. So Cloud Console is going to be your gateway in terms of learning GCP. So we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about one of the very key concept in Google Cloud that's called projects. So what are Google Cloud projects? So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Google services. So what are the different Google services available in Google Console? We'll talk about roles and permission. So that involves understanding about identity and access management. So we'll understand that. And then we'll talk about a bunch of APIs and services. So Google provides a lot of machine learning APIs and services. So we'll understand about those as well. And then we will end this module by learning a very important tool that's going to be about Cloud Shell. So how you're going to use the Cloud Shell that is provided by Google as part of your subscription. In the next module, that's going to be Google Services Overview. We are going to look a bunch of Google services that's available as part of Google Cloud Platform. So we'll start with compute services. So compute services are one of the fundamental services provided by Google Cloud, and that will include understanding about the compute engine, app engine, cloud functions, and container engine. So container will be our focus as well as part of this course, because that's going to be one of very important compute service. Then we are going to look in terms of storage services and what are the key storage services available as part of GCP. So that will include cloud storage, also like buckets. Then we talk about Cloud SQL, Bigtable, Cloud Data Store, and Cloud Spanner. So if you're planning to build a global database-based service, Cloud Spanner can be one of the choices. So we'll talk about that. Then we are going to look in terms of big data services. So if you come from analytics or from a big data background like Hadoop and other kind of technology, so big data services are going to be very, very relevant for you. So we are going to talk about BigQuery, PubSub, Dataflow, Dataproc, and Data Lab. So these are some of the key and important big data services. Then in the next section, we are going to talk about networking. So what are the key things that we have in networking? So that include VPC. So that's like virtual private cloud, CDN. We'll talk about load balancing, cloud interconnect, and cloud DNS. And the next, we will learn about some of the machine learning services or AI services provided by GCP. And that will include a speech API, vision API, video API, and translation API. In the next module, that's going to be more like a practical or demo session, we are going to get started with some of our hands-on that we will do. And that will include like creating an instance or virtual machine, creating a bucket, uploading a file, downloading a file. All those things we'll talk when we'll talk about creating bucket. And then we will also learn one of the very important big data services that we call BigQuery. So we'll see a quick demo of BigQuery and how you can do your machine learning directly on top of BigQuery. So that's going to be a very interesting demo that we'll see. And we will end this course by quickly talking about what's next. So once you get familiar with Google Cloud, I'm sure you will be pretty much curious in terms of taking the next step in terms of mastering Google Cloud. So that's where we are going to talk about certification. So we'll talk about how to prepare for Google Cloud Associate Cloud Engineer, how to prepare for Google Cloud Architect exam, or how to prepare for Data Engineering exam. There are a couple of other certifications as well as part of Google Cloud Platform, and this course will help you to get started on any of those certifications that you are targeting to do. So with this, see you guys in the next module. Thank you.